Hi students, in this lecture I'm going to be going over Essay 1 and MLA formatting and style. So let's go ahead and turn to Canvas. Okay, so if you'll notice in the week 5 modules I did put an Essay 1 checklist. So definitely click on that and kind of look through it. This is kind of a checklist you can look at to make sure that everything is in order. So by now you should understand MLA format if you're in English 110, but just as a review, always want to make sure you've got your last name as well as the page number as your header. Also make sure that you have a title and make sure things are double spaced, 12-point font, Times New Roman. And at the top left, you're going to have your name, my name, English 110 plus your section number, and then the day, month, and year in which you are turning in this essay. And that's just an MLA format. Make sure you have an original title. Don't title it Essay 1, don't title it Poetry. Make sure it's a title that is original and goes with kind of theme of your paper. This just kind of talks about what should be in your introduction, your paragraphs, and then this is how you can cite it. You already know how to do this. You've been doing it in your reading responses, and all of you have been doing a really good job. So, but make sure you do, especially if you're doing one of the longer poems, that you have the section number, the stanza, and then the line. So just make sure you're doing that. You do need a works cited page, and because you're not using outside sources, you should just be able to cite the poem itself. So for this is how you would cite Allen Ginsberg Howl. I already did it for you. You can copy it almost completely except the access date. This will change depending on what day you read it. So whatever day you read it or it was assigned, you can put that date here instead of the one that's here. Now let's say I was doing a different poem. So let's say I did T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. So let's go back up. Okay, and then let's click on the link. Here it is. Okay, so it'll be very similar to doing Howl. So I'm going to pull up a document. And the way I would do this works cited page is I would start with the last name, so it's Eliot, and then T.S., period, and then the title, The Wasteland, okay, and then the place you got it from, which is the Poetry Foundation. So if you got it in a different place, that's fine, but since we're all in class together, I would just do this. Then you want to copy and paste the URL and go back. And you're gonna put that right there. And then the date that you read it. I'm just gonna pretend like today was the first day I read it. So it would be basically 15 February 2021. Okay. You also probably wanna put, oops, sorry guys. You wanna put access to there as well. So you don't have to do this, but you can. And that is how you do it. You do this for every different poem. If you're doing 2 poems, you're comparing, like if you're comparing The Wasteland with Howl, you want to have both. You'd want to have Eliot, and then after it would be Ginsberg. Okay, so that's how you would do your work cited page. For other references on how to do MLA style, you can check out Purdue OWL. It's a really helpful site. So go to that, and it's really helpful for figuring out how to cite things properly and how to format your papers. They also have sample papers so you can see how they would do it. So for example, here's a sample paper so you can kind of, and they explain everything, like how the header is, you got the page number, the title, and how it's organized, as well as, and this is really cool, they even have a sample works cited page so you can see how it's done. Okay, so feel free to check that out as well. Okay guys, if you have any questions, please let me know.